That looks like the unauthorized visit. But we're just gonna do it! Yeah. You know, I gotta memorize that whole speech. Let me show you a crash stop there. This is the crash javelin. Pop off here. So I'm still about 200 meters away. And, check out. Oh, okay.
I didn't realize it was that big.
Show if there's any. Let's see. Hang on a second. Looks like there's a sad nomad. So should we shoot it? Yeah.
Should we shoot it?
Oh! Good shot. Vince got funky. He's like on the move too. Sneak up behind it. He's watching the incoming sandstorm. That looks like it's getting close. Okay, let's get out of here. Shit. Hurry up, please. Okay, jump. Oh, shit.
Electric stand. It's natural. The stand moving around in the air generates static electricity. Lost our way in. Let's see, that's where the black box is. Hang on a second, there's a nomad.
box would be. So let's see if let's find a way out. Put our little thing here, we can throw our open logs, and that's where we were at the Connie up there, which is probably about 8 or 9 kilometers away. Maybe that's not such a good idea. That's the first time it's ever done that. But you get to see them pull out twice now. How do you get to the concept? So that was a demonstration of the what we can do with the procedural client V2 technology. Let me just go to the next slide. So we're going to I'm going to hand it over to Sean Tracy, who's our technical content director, and Simon Vickers, who's the senior designer of Comic Book. We're going to sort of open up the curtain a little bit. We're going to get in the editor. And they're going to sort of zip you around the planet we built for this, which will be a planet that will be in Star Citizen eventually, which is called the Stanton system. And so I'm going to show you some features behind it, and then there'll be a deeper dive done by the German office. So I'll hand you over shortly. And I have to say that that last thing was the first time I've ever seen it any time we've done a playthrough, but that's my demos for you. So, Sean, over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. How's it going?
technologies to do this. So I'm going to let Simon paint a little bit of terrain here. And this is pretty awesome. This is what we get to do every day. So it's really exciting to be able to work on this kind of technology. And it's even better to be able to stand in front of you guys, in front of this kind of technology, because there's 360 other developers that are working on this stuff. So got to say that it's a massive, massive team effort. All right, so what he's actually doing is breaking down different ecosystems. The ecosystem is kind of like a high-level visual representation of a classic level, of a classic game level, really. So the ecosystem defines things like the general terrain shape. So whether it's desert, whether it's mountains, whether it's ocean. It also defines some of the main feature terrains, things like erosion or valleys and trees. And you can see as he paints around, it changes all the ecosystem underneath. All right. Shall we find a nice little spot to build up on? So while Simon looks for a little spot here, just to let you know, the planets are made out of all these ecosystem tiles or chunks, and it's made out of thousands of these chunks, and we can modify them again on a really, really macro scale, so on a planetary scale, or on a very, very micro sort of scale. So the first thing he likes to drop down is always a little bit of a lake or a river. So of course we've got the water support that we wanted to, but we had to actually rewrite the whole ocean and water volume system in the CryEngine to be able to support, again, this spherical level terrain. And as you can see, the results are actually really, really good. It's no pressure on Simon at all. So what he's placing in now is one of these object containers. So again, we thought it'd be cool if we really just kind of pulled the curtains and showed you how we make this stuff. So an object container is how we actually classify a whole bunch of different objects. So it might be lights, it might be geometry, it might even be script. There's many different things that an object container can contain. And the whole point of object containers is really so that we have this powerful streaming system so that we can bring in an entire level worth of content and then bring it out. And even better, we can fly around levels of content, which is what the capital ships are really doing. So this is the tower we just saw in Homestead. We're going to set up a little location here. We'll put a couple objects down, and we'll do a little bit of exploring. So you see how quickly the designer actually controls the procedural distribution of the trees, grass, groups of objects, and this isn't restricted to vegetation, right? You can do this with rocks, you can do this with grass, you can do this with buildings, maybe, question mark? We'll get to that at some point, I'm sure. So one of the things I did promise my German counterparts is that we'd keep the tools off the screen because they really want to reveal this stuff. They've done a ton of work on these tools. So a lot of what you see, we get to showcase, the final results of this stuff, but there is so much work that actually goes into being able to bring you that, and a lot of those guys don't get enough credit. So really excited to be able to stand in front of this stuff for them. So he's dressing up the scene a little bit, he's trying to make it a little bit nicer looking. We've got a special little prop here that Simon seems to like to drop in. You might recognize it. So we're creating a little home for this crab. I think he lives under the tower. Yeah. Maybe he's got a family. Yeah, it's a daddy crab, Yeah. So that gives you a really good idea of, this took what, maybe, 5-6 minutes, and we were able to build up just a little section. Now, this isn't about to ship out to you guys looking exactly like this, but again, it shows, oh, I thought he was mad. We would ship it, Simon, we would ship it. You would all buy it, I'm sure. So again, we need to be able to create this content super quickly, but still have that artist input, because if you don't have that artist input, eventually you end up with very generic looks, and we can't give you these moments that we really are excited to share with you. So what do you think? Alright, so the last little bit of this is kind of a fun bit, is in a lot of game levels, the thing is that you're in a skybox. What is so hard to wrap your head around is that that's not a skybox, that's actual atmosphere scattering that's happening. The sky is blue because the light scatters, right? So let's just kind of prove that to you. Those little sprites in the sky, they're not really sprites, those are other planets. So let's see if we can explore one of those. One of the other cool things, anyways, just about our editor in general, you saw that while he's developing, he can actually just jump in and start actually playing the game directly from it. It's a super powerful tool. You won't iterate too much on stuff. If you have to shut down, take 5 minutes to reload some other executable, then you come back to your editor. Being able to just minutely change thing after thing after thing and jump in and try it again and jump in and try it again and jump in and try it again gives you really polished content. So there's one reason I'm standing here talking about it, and Simon's flying. He's a very, very good pilot, and I think we're about to showcase this, no pressure. So that's not a sprite. Let's go. Alright, so a little bit of a different looking planet here. So this is kind of showing off a little more of the exotic ecosystem that we can do, and we barely just scratched the surface on how far we can really take the exotic bits. These are sulfur lakes. This place probably just stinks. I mean, it's super hot. The sunset, though, that you can see again with the atmosphere scattering, we get this for free. Not for free. I mean, somebody worked very, very hard on it personally. But in terms of actually running the game, when the sun comes down on the horizon, yeah, we're going to get that scattering. We get natural day-night cycles because, well, the planets rotate. So you see, they're doing a bit of mining here, but he's brave. All right. Blacked out. Well done. There's no pressure. But we really wanted to show you again, without having too big a depth to put around it, we wanted to show you how we kind of, level design jazz, Simon called it earlier, just something a little bit improv. Somebody may find the information with us. Yeah,
whoa! He jumped to him.
So we're gonna go chase him down, see where he went.
Oops.
It's an interesting ship. So we've given away way too much already. They want me to get off, I know. I'm so sorry. Alright, thanks a lot guys. I hope you like seeing how we actually build all this stuff.
Alright, so that is all of you behind the curtain. Few little things that you'll see a little later on when we show you the scorpion. 42 polish level. But anyway, so I'd also like to point out that the whole sort of Discover the Javelin standalone demo, I believe, when we did Gamescom, we didn't have any of that. So that's how quickly, with the tools that have been built by the team in Frankfurt, that we were able to sort of put that together. Obviously, we had some of those assets, like the Javelin, although we had to wreck it and put it in the desert. But all the ecosystems, building that world out, that's just the beginning. The tools are built to iterate really quickly, so what we've been concentrating on is the technology to put in place to enable us to populate the universe of Star Citizen with incredibly high fidelity content. If someone's doing a drinking game, I guess you have to take a shot when I say fidelity. Fidelity. Don't get drunk now. No, it's it's incredibly exciting for us as a team because the gameplay potential now it's not just flying missions in space or even sort of wandering around in FPS on ships. I mean, there's not a whole world, there's whole worlds out there to go and explore and adventure and have different encounters on, and we're going to use that in Squadron 42, and obviously Star Citizen is going to be a large part of it. You just see the two aspects, so you see how our ships get better year after year, and a bunch of our characters get better year after year. Just imagine what the planet's going to look like in a year's time and everything else. But I have to say, the team that are building this is fantastic. So my hat's off to them, and my hat's off to you guys for enabling us to be able to do this. And the next 4 years, happy birthday for us. 4 years on. Thank you. My lovely wife is Sandy, who's a better singer than me.
What? I'm not singing.
Oh, you're not singing? Oh, you're not going to we're going to get taken off the internet now.
No, I'm not out here to sing.
It's public domain.
I'm out here to announce CitizenCon 2017 will be held in Frankfurt. So as soon as we have all the details, we will share them. And
Yeah, right.
I'd like to give it up for all of the staff who have put in hours and hours and hours all around the world. All our 363 staff. And our volunteers, where are our volunteers? Okay, they're coming. Who's gonna kick? Chris, are you gonna kick off the singing?
What's that?
You're gonna
Me?
kick off the
I can't. My singing's awful. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to us. Dear Star Citizen. Happy birthday to you. Alright, here we go. Just do it! I did it. Alright, who wants to try one of the things? Alright, I want to say thank you to everyone here. Thank you to everyone up on stage. Thank you to everyone watching out there. And I think now it's time to have some drinks and fun. Alright, here we go. Cake and drinks. It's good.
So we are going to bring the cake out so people can enjoy some cake. And then we're going to have a signing table with your brochure to get signed. There is a fun green screen photo booth in Bordeaux, and where we can have lots of drinks and lots of fun. So I don't know where are we setting up the signing booth, Cameron? Okay, so we're going to be down in front here. Yeah, I mentioned that. Okay. All right, let's do it.
All right, that's it, gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed the show.